Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord of SeetherCordGames and welcome to my very first ever unboxing video for my gaming channel. Why am I making an unboxing video, you may ask? Well, the reason why that is because since I really want to get more into the retro game collecting scene and want to make more gaming videos that aren't necessarily Let's Plays and talk more about like informational stuff about types of games that I'm really passionate about that came out in the retro times and also some of the modern times as well, I decided that I since picked up an NES and an SNES Classic, why not record myself unboxing them and showing them off to you guys of what is inside of them and such. Now, as you guys might be able to tell, this is a recording of me unboxing it. However, the audio commentary for this video is in post-production, and the reason why that is because there is audio of me talking. That's why I'm moving my hands in the video like Donald Trump. But however, what I was talking about was just uttering nonsense and things that didn't really make that much sense in the end anyway. But I decided that me doing post-commentary on it with my thoughts better in mind, and I have to focus on both focusing on unboxing the thing and talking about it at the same time. At the end of the day, I think it would be better for me to focus on post-commentary because that's what I strive in better. But with that all out of the way, we can now get to the actual unboxing of the NES Classic. To explain pretty much what the NES Classic was, it pretty much was Nintendo's way of kind of having some time to hold off and to sell a new product, getting ready for the Nintendo Switch because they had to discontinue the Wii U a year before the Nintendo Switch was planned because the Wii U just did not do as well as they expected it to, which I can completely understand. And one of the most notable things about the NES Classic is how rare they are to come by, because they only sold about 2 to 3 million of these, and people were really high in demand over this, and yet Nintendo didn't produce that many of them. But however, I was able to pick myself up an NES Classic and an SNES Classic right before Black Friday started at Best Buy, since they reproduced some more of these for the holiday season, which was really smart of them that they finally realized, hey, this is doing really good, let's capitalize it on and make some more copies of them. If we take a look at the box itself, in the front it shows NES Classic Edition and shows off a few of the 30 games that are released included in the game system, and that is Super Mario Bros., Metroid, Pac-Man, Zelda, Donkey Kong, and Kirby's Adventure. Also has the Nintendo seal of approval on it and the ESRB rating of everyone 10 and up, and also showing a picture of the NES Classic and an NES Classic controller. If we look on the left side of the box, it shows the NES Classic controller description saying, "Play classic NES games the way they were meant to be played on a full-size original NES controller. Just plug it in and you're ready to go." It also shows a pretty cool picture of an 8-bit Link from the original Legend of Zelda game at the bottom of that side of the box. On the right side of the box, we get ourselves a description of the NES console as well, with a picture of it with a person's hand holding it. Its description reads, "A retro blast from the past with the return of the all-time fan-favorite Nintendo Entertainment System. This mini-sized NES Classic Edition system is packed with 30 pre-installed classic Nintendo Entertainment System games from the 80s, fully loaded and ready to play using the original style NES Classic controller." If we look on the back of the box, it shows retro blast from the past, and also showing pictures of most of the 30 games that are on the system, as well as pictures of the 8-bit crabs from the Mario Bros. Game on the NES. It also shows a list of all 30 games that are released on the NES Classic, being Balloon Fight, Castlevania, Donkey Kong, Double Dragon 2 The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Excitebike, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, Ice Climber, Kirby's Adventure, The Legend of Zelda, Mario Bros., Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Super Contra, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, The Legend of Zelda, and The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. If we look on the top of the box, it shows a picture of a red background, usually representing Nintendo's current logo for their advertising, and a white silhouette of the NES controller. If we look on the bottom of the box, it shows a description of all the items that are included with the NES Classic, being the system itself, one controller, an RC adapter, and an HDMI cable. When we open up the box, we get a description on the side of it saying, "Now you're playing with power," which is pretty cool because it's a reference to the advertising for the NES back in the old days. When we slide the items out right on the very front of the cardboard, we get ourselves a little package covered in saran wrap. We get a couple items covered in protective plastic, and inside we get ourselves a poster of the NES itself. And also on the back of it showing a description of how to use all the items and such. And also some copyright stuff and some manuals as well on the extra sheet of paper that's not connected to the poster. When we get to the other items inside the cardboard, we get ourselves our one NES Classic controller that is covered in some protective material, and also a cord that is protected by blue plastic as well. When we take a look at the NES Classic controller, it is very, very similar to an original NES controller. And even though I don't own the original NES controller myself, if I did have one, I would compare, and they look exactly the same, like almost fully similar completely. The one negative thing that many people have criticized the NES Classic over is the length of the cord for the controller being only about 2 feet, which is terrible because when you try to play these games, you have to be very close to the system. I think it's trying to emulate the whole feel of the plug-and-play console genre because the NES Classic is a plug-and-play console at the end of the day, but still, it would have fit better if you would have had better fitted controllers so that way you can actually have a little bit of a relaxation point when you're trying to play the games, but you have to be really close to the TV when you play this. Next thing we get is the adapter with the cord for the system itself. Very small block you can put in easily, doesn't take up that much space behind your TV when you set it up. I also like how it has the Nintendo logo encoded into the adapter. Pretty nice. Now let's get to the actual system itself that everyone's been waiting for. Now when it comes to the NES Classic system itself, it is very small and very minuscule compared to the actual NES console itself. You can easily fit it in the palm of your hand. When it comes to the controller ports on the front, they're very easily to access, and even though there's two, we still only get one controller with the system. We have ourselves the power and reset buttons on the side with the flickering red light once we plug it in and turn it on. On the back we get ourselves the HDMI port and the port for the adapter with the HDMI logo also on the back. Then we get ourselves to the HDMI cable that is provided with the system, and then we also get ourselves the cord for the adapter to put into the system as well. So thank you all so much for watching my unboxing video for the NES Classic Edition. Once again, showing off everything that we have provided with the NES Classic, being the controller, the HDMI cable, the cord, and the adapter for the system itself, and the NES Classic system overall, with also a poster and some instruction booklets, and also finally the box itself. So overall, I would say that the NES Classic is a pretty cool system. I like how everything is packaged in all nice and formally. Definitely Nintendo deserves credit for most of the things of the system overall. The only downside I will say is the controller itself with the cord. So that's pretty much been it for this unboxing video for today. Tell me guys what you think about the NES Classic down below in the comments section. Do you guys own one? Do you not? Let me know down in the comments section down below. I have been SeetherCord of SeetherCordGames, and I will see you guys next time. So, goodbye everyone.